Good morning, everyone. In our last video, we were discussing, among other things, how difficult it is to find the correct pH level of clarifying shampoo or chelating shampoo. As I pointed out, the Barber book doesn't tell you the pH at all. The cosmetology book doesn't tell you the pH at all. Where you can find the pH, or at least one of the pH numbers, is in the brand new version of the cosmetology book. This book says the pH of chelating shampoo is 7 and above. Now, the problem here is, as I said in the last video, if you Google the pH of chelating shampoo, one Google site says it's 8 and above, one says it's between 9 and 10. Again, to repeat my last video, if I had to pick between 7 and above, 8 and above, and between 9 and 10, I'd go with the cosmetology book from the lady that says 7 and above. The problem is, most of you don't have that book I just showed you twice. That book came out in January, so most of the students taking their test this summer, or in the summer of 2023, have not graduated school yet with that book. Almost everyone taking their test between summer 2023 and, let's say, Christmas, have used one of the older books, and you don't have the answer. And this is just one of the reasons it's so difficult to pass your test. They're asking you questions that came from a book you don't even have. Now, you might have noticed I have my Army shirt on today because I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to go to battle about my next comment. The other reason that you have difficulty passing the test is that the schools very often hire unqualified people. Oh, I can hear the missiles coming in right now, okay? Between the school director and the school owner and the teachers, and the teachers will blame the owner, the directors will blame the teachers, the students blame the teachers blame the gardener, the maid, anybody but themselves. Okay, here's the bottom line. Most of the students don't study nearly enough. Most of the teachers are not really qualified to teach, at least the theory portion. Over my years as a school owner and director, I've seen a lot of teachers who were very, very qualified to teach hands-on. They could do a high and tight fade or a 3-strand braid or triple highlights with their eyes closed. They couldn't teach the theory part of the test. And if you can't pass the theory part, it doesn't matter how well you do hair. They will not give you a license. There's an old story about the golden rule, right? They say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But I think the more correct version is the man who has the gold makes the rules. And in this case, the state board examiners have the gold. It's your license. You need to do what they want you to do. And clearly, if you look at the national statistics so far for this year, 2023, you're not doing what they want you to do. The barber pass rate is 30%, 3 in 10. That means 7 in 10 fail. The cosmetologist, don't be so impressed with yourself. Your rate's not a whole lot better. It's 50%. That's 5 in 10. 5 pass, 5 fail. So you've got 20 students, right? You've got 12 of them failing, okay? When more than half the room is failing every day, there's a problem. Now, I just laid out several problems. The people the schools hire, many of the teachers, many of the students simply don't study, and even the students that do study, they're perhaps not studying the right things. No matter how hard you read your book, unless you have this book, you cannot answer the question on the test, what is the pH of clarifying or chelating shampoos? And there's a lot of other changes, okay? There's changes regarding when you do a PD test. Now, I will tell you, do yourself an experiment. Ask your teacher, give me a list of all the things that require a PD test, and see what they tell you. And then if you happen to have the new red cosmetology book, read what it says, and you will see how wrong your teachers are. Now, we cannot correct every single problem, although I try. I really do try. We have some products to help you over this hurdle. If you visit our website, www.cosmetologystateboardexam.com, you will see our question and answer study guide. It's nothing but questions and answers. It's not like reading a textbook. It's just questions and answers. These are the questions and answers that came directly from the state board exam in your state. It is also tied to the newest edition of the cosmetology book that gives you information not found in the older edition or the barber book. And barbers, please, do not kid yourself thinking you will not need to know hair color, highlights, bleaching, permanent waves, chemical relaxers. Oh, that's cosmetology. I'm a barber. Really? Have you seen the cosmetology test? Have you seen the barber test? And those of you who have seen it and failed know how much of the test was cosmetology. Hair color, highlighting, low lighting, tint backs, permanent waving, chemical relaxers, blow drying, curling irons. There's a very small part of your test that's purely barbers. It's called shaving. In some states, like California and Tennessee, there's about 20 questions. In some states, there's 3 or 5 questions. It is a very small part of your test in most states. The majority of your test is Chapter 4, Infection Control, and the chapter reads practically word for word in the cosmetology book and the barber book. The other part of your test in barber book, Chapter 17, Chemical Services, Permanent Waving, Chemical Relaxers, and again, it reads practically word for word from the cosmetology book. Chapter 18, the barber book, Hair Color, again, practically verbatim from the cosmetology book. Your test is primarily a cosmetology test with some shaving questions thrown in. That is the really long story short. The barber exam is the cosmetology exam minus the nail questions, add in the shaving questions. Otherwise, it's the same test. Now, for those of you who've taken it multiple times, and people take it 5, 6, 7, 8 times, the record so far I know is 13, give us a call. We do private training. It's on your phone. You have an Apple phone, we use FaceTime. An Android phone, WhatsApp. You and the teacher, okay? Face to face. Doesn't matter where you live, it's as close as your phone. They will walk you through the textbook. Get out your highlighter or your underliner and a piece of paper and take notes. They will show you in every chapter exactly what the questions are. Now, they may show you 300 questions. You're only going to have probably between 70 and 100, depending upon your state. But they're going to show you 300 or 400 possible questions. This is what they will ask you about. See this paragraph? There's 3 possible questions right here. Know all 3 of them. Again, you want to pass your test, give us a call, 760-534-4434. Go on our website, order the material. There's several free practice tests you can take. They cost you nothing. These are real questions from your state board exam. There's 50 questions in the test bank. It just scrambles them over and over every time for your test, just like the real state board exam does. They have 1,000 questions in the test bank, and they just scramble them for your test every time. People are always surprised. They fail the test. They go back and they say, it was completely different questions. Yes. If it was the same questions, everyone would be passing by now. So again, visit our website, www.cosmetologystateboardexam.com. Give us a call, 760-534-4434. Get our material, our books, our question and answers, do our private tutoring, and pass your test, and stop playing this game with the State Board of Barbering and Cosmetology where you go around and around and around and you take your test 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 or 6 times so you finally pass and you've given them $1,000. Get off the hamster wheel, okay, and pass your test the next time. Give us a call, 760-534-4434. Thank you, and hope to see you again very soon.